President Barack Obama says every little boy needs a gay man in his life. He was saying that every little boy needs a gay man in his life to make him somewhat a better man, for him to understand all perspective of men. This is another case of, I was about to be very disrespectful to former President Barack Obama, and I don't want to make it cool to disrespect another cultured individual. But I will say this: stop. Stop. Just stop. Stop. Please. Stop saying these type of things, because people that actually listen is going to think you're a fool. Please stop. Barack Obama, at one point in time in cultured history, could do no wrong. He was literally like Jesus on earth. You could go into the average cultured person home and you got God, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Barack Obama on the wall. Saying things like this is so just idiotic. So you mean to tell me that the true lessons that a little boy should learn, not a grown man, but a little boy should learn, he's going to learn the balance of male life through a gay man? So generations of us who grew up playing sports, who grew up with men who was on the heterosexual side of the game, who had women or a wife, who embodied machismo. So their teachings can't teach a young man the balance of manhood. Men that don't participate in the rainbow side of the game can't show young men, little boys, the balance of life, how to treat women, how to treat other men. Like, when you a dude, especially, I don't think a lot of women understand this, and I'm not going to make this woman man thing, but face to face, there's a low level of violence amongst most men. So that's why most men, we approach with peace and we approach with being cool. That's why we approach with jokes and stuff like that, because there's a level that men could go to where it could get scary. And because the beast in me see the beast in you, I'm just trying to be cool, bro. I'm trying to have a good time, crack some jokes. But guess what? We can share men's mentality, men's experiences, and knowing how to respect each other and respect others without learning it from somebody that plays on the rainbow side of the game. That's like saying the best perspective that you can get from a young boy is from a woman. How? When it takes a man to raise a boy and show him things and what he's needed, how to handle situations. Most boys who are raised just by their mom and only have their mom in their life, not to say that they're terrible products, because that's individual based and there's statistics to show that. We're not getting into all that. But what I will say is most boys who are raised around their mothers, when it comes to conflict resolution, they can be very feminine in how they handle situations. Not that they're on the rainbow side of the game, but they're not going to look at it from a more keep their cool type of method, type of style. Where most kids or most males who are raised by their fathers, whether they're on the rainbow side of the game or not, when it comes to conflict resolution, it's going to be more subtle based. It's going to be more logic based. It's going to be something that's not based in feelings. So for Barack Obama, former president, to say that is idiotic. His reasoning behind it was even more idiotic, because he had a professor who was on the rainbow side of the game. He learned how to respect other men who was on the rainbow side of the game because of that professor in college. So it took you to learn that from that professor in college. To learn how to respect all men and not to say rainbow jokes and this, that, and the third. It took you to learn that from that man. So there's no straight man in your life that taught you that lesson prior to, just to respect all men. We just had a conversation about, a little jokes that are a little racist from time to time are funny, and we have to be careful with the audience that we give that to. So we don't learn how to respect each other as men. Back in the day, growing up, there was a culture that it was, I want to say it was cool to date, to diss rainbow side of the game guys, but it was more prevalent in movies. They would say slurs, and it was accepted in movies, right? But these are movies, right? But when you come across somebody that's in the rainbow side of the game, you just don't walk up to them like, hey, this, like, you still, that's still a dude. You still have some sort of respect. So you don't need to learn how to give respect from a rainbow individual to learn respect in life. Like, that's just idiotic. So all these years, we've had it wrong. All these years. So all the sports programs, the mentor programs, the rites of passage programs, none of these things teach your little boys discipline and respect for all. Come on, man. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. That's as nice as my response is going to be regarding that Barack Obama comment. Because initially, I was going to be kind of disrespectful. But I'm really making, not even an effort, I'm really not going to disrespect other culture men in public, even if I disagree with them from the pit of my stomach. I'm going to still disagree with you, but I'm going to be much more respectful. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Y'all going in the chat. 2025, y'all worried about who's rainbow, y'all corny, get some money, Barack is the greatest. If that's the way you feel, I'm not going to tell you how to feel. But it's weird to me that people is so comfortable disrespecting people just to agree with somebody else. That's whack. That's trash. That's super whack. Just because somebody don't think like you, that don't make that person a type of way. That's trash. That's super trash. You never gonna gain real support based on that model. When I just said, but the thing is, what I realized, you're not going to be able to make everybody happy, and that's cool. And I don't want to. I don't care, because my reality is my reality. My reality is great. So at the end of the day, you go get some money, sir. You on my platform, smart guy. And then again, you go and trying to these tactics of this Willie Lynch tactic. Cut it out. You're dealing with a different breed over here. So stop. If you got an issue, bounce from the platform. I'm not on your platform. If I have a disagreement with Barack, I'm going to say it. And he's wrong. And he has an agenda. He's been showing he has an agenda. So stop the cap, because this particular agenda supports your lifestyle. And I wasn't even speaking against your lifestyle. But the fact that you're saying, or he's saying, that it takes somebody from your lifestyle to show what a little boy, the balance of life is crazy. When we have years of proof that that's not the case. So all of us got it wrong, but you got it right. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Cut it out. This had nothing to do with people. It had nothing to do with gay people. Had nothing to do with it. You trying to make it a gay person thing. This is a mentality thing that he's spewing. You don't even know who you talking to. So cut it out. Gay people that I know don't agree with him either. Kennedy, get out of here. See what I'm saying? I just said that you cannot make one topic for all topics, and you just did that. Get out of here. Shout out to Marcus in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Just silliness, bro. Silliness. All right, moving on to my next hot topic. Weirdo. The $50 million sexual assault lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe has been settled and dismissed. What do you